talked about Sudan. Yes, that is a big problem for a lot of countries in Africa. And it's not only about Sudan. Egypt is involved, Saudi Arabia. Now, people are taken from a number of parts of Africa and sent to some of these countries for training on scholarship. So you get a scholarship, and the guy goes to Sudan, and he starts training, and by the time he's finished his training, he's become someone else. He has completely left the culture that he left with. We are warning African Union member states to be very, very careful in accepting scholarships from certain countries to go and do certain studies. You see, the central mosque in Kenya, the really high population density part of Kenya, I'm just forgetting the name. You know what happened? This young man had a scholarship to go to Saudi. He went and studied, he came back as an imam, and then they came and he got his other young friends. And they said, this old imam is an imam of the Sultan. He's not an imam of the Quran. So they sacked the imam. And the young man took over the mosque. And they have a direct linkage with Al-Shabaab. So you can see what we are talking about. So this jihadist, Salafist jihadist training, when you get into an institution and you get into the hands of some Salafists who have the Abdullah Azam's teachings, and they follow that, then you begin to produce people who come here, who come back to their countries and give very difficult times. It's not only in Kenya, it's happening everywhere, and that's where I want to link up with the Salafi jihadist thing that we are talking about. And for us in the center, our studies show that the main threat for violent extremism today in Africa is spearheaded by this Salafi jihadist mentality. So the guys are coming, they are saying that yes, you are a Muslim, but you aren't a good Muslim. Why are you praying making your hands like this? You should pray making your hands like this. That alone became a problem here in Ghana. Here in Ghana, some time ago when I was working here, there was a place, Afienya. We almost had a problem. But for the intervention of the chief imam and his people who helped us resolve the matter, we would have an explosion. The people were already fighting. Why? Because a certain group of people went back to the mosque to do something which the others thought that should not be done, and that because it wasn't according to the Quran. And that almost brought, so that internal Islam problem is a big problem that needs to be solved.